So I hope you guys were taking notes because now I'm about to ask questions. What is the first thing that you must do before you start homeschooling? Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. On today's video, I want to share the basic things that you need to start homeschooling. I'll share some tips on what you can do to make sure that you succeed in this homeschooling, and also to ensure that you don't ruin your relationship with your child, because that mustn't be ruined ever. My name is Tanda Klaba. Welcome to my channel. If you're new, thank you so much for tuning in. Please click on the subscribe button so that you'll be part of this family. And I share videos about parenting tips, educational tips, and basically about motherhood and about my life. If you're interested in those kind of videos, make sure that you subscribe. So at the moment, we're all expected to play the role of being teachers in our kids' life. And that can be easy for some people, I know that. And for some people, it can be very frustrating. For some, it's such a good opportunity and a blessing to spend time with their kids and teaching their kids. That I'm enjoying this lockdown period. But I also understand that other people don't. So I was just thinking that let me break it down for you guys how you can simplify your life, because we need to keep it simple, especially if you'll be doing this for maybe for just this period, unless you decide to homeschool your kids going forward. But just I'm going to share what I've found to be so useful when it comes to setting up homeschooling for your kids. Okay, the first thing first that you want to do is to allocate time for homeschooling. It's so important to allocate time for homeschooling because you get to commit yourself to a certain period of time. It's up to you how you do it. You can do it per hour, like planning your day per hour. But what I've found to be best is to do blocks. Like I know between these hours, and I will have the task or the outcomes that I want for those hours. So I know that I'll just take that I've done this, we've achieved this, then we move on to the next block. And that block system, I find it to be a lifesaver, because if I put hours and say in this hour we must eat breakfast, if we didn't eat breakfast at that hour, it kind of make me feel like I've failed. I haven't achieved my goal. So having a block of like 3 hours gives me that room to be flexible, especially since I have 4 kids, and my youngest is just 10 too. So they have different needs and they all demand their attention and time. So it's important that we plan our day ahead, and when it comes to homeschooling, we allocate time for homeschooling. I believe depending on your child's age and on what modules, on what subjects you want to teach them, I believe 1 to 3 hours should be more than enough when it comes to homeschooling. And it can be up to you depending on the activities that you're doing, that you break in between. Or if you don't want to break because you're gonna lose them, you can introduce fun activities in between, or they get to sing, or they dance, or they just do something in between your subjects, so that they don't feel tired and overwhelmed by work. I think what's also important is to allocate a place for homeschooling. I know you have a bedroom, maybe you have a kitchen, you have your dining room, your whatever, but it's important to allocate that one place that tells and prepares the child that we're about to learn. We're about, I think it prepares even the brain that we're about to receive information. So they know that when it's homeschooling time, then they know the designated place for that. It doesn't have to be a complicated place. It can be a mat, or it can be a rug, or a couch, or a chair and a table, depending on what you have. But I think just stay away from using the kids' bedroom if that is possible, unless maybe that's the only place that you can use. But if it's possible, just stay away from using their bedroom, so that they know that when they're at school, they're learning, and then they can go to their bedroom to rest or to play or whatever they do in their bedroom. I don't know what your kids do in your bedroom. Also, guys, you should plan ahead. I think that's the most important part. Once you have the time and the place, so now it's to plan ahead for homeschooling. What I normally do is I plan for a week. So I will plan for a week's work. Firstly, from the beginning, you need to decide what core subjects you're going to focus on, depending on your child's age and on their grade that they are doing. I'll make an example with my kids. We're just focusing on reading, writing, and maths. Focusing on this for all 3 of them. And we just move with the flow depending on what she's interested in. But when it comes to my first graders and my grade RR child, we're focusing on that. And then we also do circle time. Circle time helps, guys. Like, it's something that you should introduce regardless of your child's age. I'll link the video up here where I shared with you guys my second time with my kids. I know it's outdated because I did it, I think, early last year, but basically the principle is the same. We're still doing similar things. We just change the content of the second time. What second time is, you just sit down with your kids and you can teach them the other things that don't fall on the core subjects, or other things that you feel are missing, or other things that you want to teach them about life, about their environment, their surrounding, their family values, the country values, whatever that you choose to teach them, about religion, about anything. So cycle time is very flexible and the kids love it because it doesn't feel like schoolwork at all. It feels like they're just spending time with their mom or with their dad or with whoever they're doing the cycle time with. Another thing that I have on that, it's not a daily thing that we do, it's arts, which can be very simple, but I normally do that outside the homeschooling slot. So we normally have like homeschool. In the morning we'll do the morning routine, like brushing our teeth, changing pajamas, wash face and all of that, and then we eat breakfast first, and then we do then we do homeschooling. Once we're done with homeschooling, then we do lunch, and then after lunch, that's when they get to do arts. It can be anything really. I'll put pictures. When you're planning the activities for the week, it's important that you set goals. What is it that you want to teach your child by the end of the week? And I find it easier to make it per week than per day, because I know I have 5 days to cover these things, because some days are not, some days don't go as planned. Some days you're not feeling it. Some days you're not feeling well, or what if the child is not feeling well, or life just happens and it disturbs the routine maybe. So it's better if you know that you have 5 days to cover certain things. Then you write your goals down on what you want to cover in those 5 days. When you're setting goals, it must be per child. I'll make an example. A few weeks ago, one of my twins, I noticed that she was struggling to write number 9. She will write it the other way around, so we face the other way around. So I noticed that she was struggling with that. So I decided on the following week that I wanted her to practice writing more numbers. They can all do the same, but for this specific child, this is where she's struggling, and I'm going to focus in teaching her, or in helping her develop that skill that you see is lacking. If you guys are interested in seeing the material that I use for my core subjects, you can let me know below. But I'll have to do a separate video for that, because I'll have to combine everything for all the core subjects. For some people who are getting maybe worksheets from school that you're supposed to incorporate, you can see where you can fit it in. So you can fit it in somewhere in those slots that you have, depending on your core subject. Okay guys, there you have it. It's not as complicated as we might think it is. Follow me on Instagram. I share some of the books that we do with the kids. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up and make sure that you tell your friends about me. I'm Tanta Baba on YouTube. Yeah, share this video with your friends, and also leave a comment of what other videos that you would like to see on my channel. Thank you so much if you've watched until this far. See you next time. Peace.